Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to Let's Play Master of Orion 2 Battle at Antares. Of course, I have done a Master of Orion 2 game before, but I got in the mood every 6 months. You know, every time the calendar rolls by, it's like I get that feeling in the air. It's time for some moves. Some Master of Orion 2. One of my favorite games of all time. And without further ado, let's get started. And as I pointed out on the stream, the game... There we go, we can see the mouse properly. The game is available very inexpensively if you go to GOG.com, it stands for Good Old Games. For $5.99 you can get Master of Orion 1 and 2, some of the best games. Oh, and before someone starts to complain, this video is not in 720p because this game only exists at 640 by 480, so you get a nice square 480p window. Let's start a new game. So, I believe the last time I played, oh yeah, this is a fresh install. We're going to set it to hard, not impossible, just because I am not that good anymore. Plus, I'm a little bit going to handicap myself by taking a non-optimal sort of setup. Average is fine. I always like to play full players, though. Tech level average is good. Tactical combat has to be on. That's the only way to play this game, in my humble opinion. And we're going to get started. So, I think the last time we did a video, we used a creative race. I'm going to do a custom thing, and... I do like the Orions because it's nice to look at, but more importantly, they are a race that don't tend to do very well in the game. So I almost, to increase the challenge, I tend to pick races that don't do very good. The Ilarians or the Bellerothi, who are miserable. They're probably the least successful one, but I don't always feel like playing a Space Bear. The Mershon don't do well either, and the Cat people are kind of interesting. Cylons always do pretty well. So as much as I'd like to play the big Brainiacs, I don't tend to pick them. The Klakons can do okay sometimes. And who else am I thinking? The Sakura tend to do very well. The Silicoids would actually make sense to pick this time around for what I have in my head, but they can also do okay, so I'm going to leave them off. I will play, you know what, I'm going to play the Mershon, because what the hell. Even though the picture, no, the Meklar. Yeah, we'll be the Meklar. And we're going to clear all their picks. So this is the reason I really love Master of Orion 2, is the fact that, every time you play a game, it's going to be radically different because you can start with a completely different setup every time. This is the reason, ultimately, I prefer Mu to, say, Civ a lot of the time, except that Civ has a lot more depth and has a lot more sequels and it's just done much better for itself. But it is hard to beat the sheer flexibility of game setup in here. Now, the last time I played, I believe I was creative. Now, creative is insanely overpowered. For those of you who are new to the game and don't understand how the research works, basically at every research level, you have to pick, say, like when you're researching something like chemistry, for example. You're at level 3 chemistry, you've got a choice between increasing your fuel cells, or improving your missiles, or maybe creating some sort of pollution control system. If you're creative, you don't have to pick, you just get all 3. Every time at every level, so you end up with more techs than everyone. You never have to make a hard decision between one good tech and another good tech. They're ridiculously overpowered. Even if this cost 20 points, it would still be the most unbelievably overpowered pick in the game. Conversely, possibly one of the worst picks you can pick is Uncreative, and that's what I'm going to pick. We actually lose one element of the gameplay, which is the tech picking, but it's going to put an interesting mix to the game that we're going to try to work out. We are going to be the race of Quillians. And the Quillians, of course, are going to be a sapient, computerized race. Very logical, but perhaps uncreative. They are very effective. They are a unification. They're like kind of a hive mind type thing. Which actually, I forgot this is also increases our farm production. Oh, this would make so much sense in some ways. See, the thing is, with Uncreative, because you don't get to pick your research, what I like to do is pick things that tend to drop some research options from the game. For example, if I also grab Tolerant and Unification. Tolerant, again talking about that chemistry track, means, A, you're more tolerant of a wide range of environmental factors, which means you can have a higher population on the planet because you don't care. You can live in the North Pole, you can live by a volcano, you don't care. But it also means that you don't care about pollution, which increases your production because you don't have to waste any of it cleaning up pollution. But it also means that you don't need any of the technologies that eliminate pollution, which means when you're going down the chemistry branch, now there's no anti-pollution technologies. You only get, say, the missile and the fuel capacity options, and also armor. So it eliminates the chance that you're going to get something crappy with Uncreative. Or not crappy, but allows you to just get more stuff that you want. Similarly, unification turns off all the morale boosting technologies because unified people just don't have morale, which is actually not necessarily a positive, because morale boosting buildings are actually quite good. But in this case, it's going to be pretty helpful. It also gives us a 50% boost in industrial production, which, comboed with the fact that we don't care about pollution, means we're going to be extraordinarily productive. And yeah, I guess I was also had in my head that we were going to be lithivores, but we don't have enough points for that. Lithivores means you eat minerals instead of food. So unification gives us extra food, so I guess that bonus won't be wasted because we actually can't be a lithivore. I suppose we could go cybernetic. We will get, like, way too much food. Cyborgs are like half lithivores. They eat half as much food and then take a little bit of production. We aren't going to care about the production hit because we're going to have way more than we need. It also means that our ships get to repair themselves automatically in space. We're kind of going to be the Borg, is what we're going to be. I mean, sort of hive mind. Yeah, we're going to be the frickin' Borg. Should we be repulsive? That would make sense. I mean, totally undiplomatic. The problem is when you're uncreative, you tend to want to use diplomacy to get more excuse me, to get more technologies to fill in those blanks. Wow, if we go and be repulsive, we are uncreative. We can only research what the random number generator provides for us, and we can't trade for any techs. This is going to be hard, but potentially fun. We can potentially pick up other techs simply through military conquest. When you take over a planet, you get a chance to potentially steal some tech. Holy cow. Alright, what are we at positive picks? We're at exactly 20. Yeah, and we've got the -10. This would be our race. Oh, this hurts my brain. We can use espionage too to get techs. I guess that counts for something. If we get espionage boosting techs, that'll help. Oh god, this is so bad. Like seriously, if you start playing Master of Orion, do not use this setup. It's horrible. But let's go for it, because it'll be fun. I'm going to name... Oh, Cog Primus is actually not a terrible name for a place. But I was thinking... So we are a race of people who have unified ourselves with computers. So I'm going to name my planets based on computers. I'm going to name my first planet on the ENIAC, which, depending on exactly how you go, is one of the first computers, we're going to say. So, Oh, no, that's my name. I am the ENIAC. Okay, that works. I am the ENIAC. I guess I could be Quill. That might have been made more sense. Actually, yeah. Hold on. Hold on, we're going to back out of here. Yes. We are going to... New game. Yes. Accept the settings. Custom. Last race. Same settings as before. Ruler name. I'm Quill. Okay, what color are we going to pick? I usually go white because it stands out, but the problem is then all my ships are always just white. And the ship designs that you get are based on the colors. So, by picking something other than white, I will see different types of ships. Red, white, blue, purple. There is no agreement. We have 2 votes for purple now. Borg are green? Green. Red, white, yellow. Red for blood. Green like the Borg. You know, alright, I'm going to go green for the Borg. Sure, why not? And, you know, friendly units being green, that kind of makes sense. Okay, so our home planet is going to be ENIAC. And so for those of you watching on YouTube, if you're confused, I am live streaming this as I record for YouTube, so there's some chat conversation going over there. Yeah, so here we are stuck in a corner. There is a black hole in kind of an unfortunate position in terms of accessing territory to our right. Let's zoom in a little bit over here, just so that we can see a little bit. But yeah, so getting to this planet is kind of a pain, but it's out of reach anyway. The yellow star to our left is pretty good. Yellow stars have the highest chance of having nicely habitable planets. Of course, we are tolerant, so we can actually inhabit a fairly wide range of planets. We don't even need to produce a lot of food because we're cybernetic. Let's take a look at our actual solar system. So we've started on a medium Terran planet, which is standard, with abundant minerals. That is, abundant minerals is for your standard minerals. It just means not poor. We have a small desert, poor, low G planet in our system. That is not very good. And a huge, arid, poor planet. So poor is not good, but huge is great, and especially the fact that we're tolerant, we can fit a lot of people on here. It's not going to be a really great production planet because it doesn't have a lot of minerals, but it can still do something. But it could be a really good research planet. We're almost certainly going to want to expand there. No doubt about it. In fact, that may be the first thing we want to do. So we'll look at our planet itself. So we got our population. We have an excess of food that we really don't need. Although if we do this, then we'll be starving. So I guess excess it is. I am going to rush out a colony-based rice right away to pick up that other planet. It'll be very helpful. And actually then we'll queue up one freighter fleet, because we'll need to be able to ship some food over there to start off with. That will be very helpful. And we are going to play it safe, I suppose. We'll just send out our scouts. We'll send out one here, and our second scout, say, here-ish. And then we'll wait to see where it's safe to go with our colony ship, because I don't want to restart. Normally I just say, oh, I'll send the colony ship out at the same time, and if it turns out being a place with a space monster, then I'll just restart. But we'll keep the integrity. Yeah, no video just because the resolution and everything, it just seemed to work better this way. And research. What do we got? Alright, so again, normally at each one of these levels we would have multiple options at what to research. But we only have one option, so this is just the only thing we can get. We've got deuterium fuel cells, so we can increase our range. That's very good. Reinforced hull is fine. Reinforced hull, heavy armor. Actually, this works out really well with the cybernetic route, assuming we can get some upgraded actual armor. Oh, we can't get actual improved armor until we get the Zortium. That sucks. Because, remember, we can regenerate. Because we're cybernetic, we can heal on the fly. So having heavy armor and no shields is actually quite good for us. And apparently... Oh my god, we never get the ability to research ship shields. Personal shields is for our ground troops, not our ships. Hard shields are for our ships, but that's like a modifier you apply to your existing shields. Oh my god. Well, that works out shockingly well, although our ships will be like paper tigers until we can get Zortium armor, which is quite far down and a little expensive to research, although not prohibitively so. Do we get missiles? Yes, we get Merculite missiles, which is good. That actually combos with the Dauntless Guidance System, which is good for missiles. This means that if you fire missiles, and missiles take a while to travel through space, if the target dies before the missile reaches their target, normally they just self-destruct. But with the Dauntless Guidance System, then they'll retarget to the closest enemy, which is actually a really nice combo. We may have lucked out, although... Ooh, we don't... Well, we get Galactic Cybernet. The research lab is actually one of the most important early technologies, which gives you far, far more research beakers early on, and not having that means our science rate is going to suck. Do we get espionage technologies? Telepathic training is there. I guess that's okay. Hydroponic farms and soil enrichment is not that valuable. This is going to be an interesting game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Oh, man. Okay, I don't know what to research first, actually. You know what? The fuel cells are going to be the most helpful. We can hopefully get some rapid expansion. That'll help. Any other adjustments I might want to make? No, the tax rate is fine where it is. Food, again, we got a little bit of excess, but that'll be fine. Okay, let's move forward. First system we reach is a small radiated abundant, which is not ideal. We can still fit a decent amount of population because we are tolerant. And normally, because it's irradiated, we would actually get a maintenance and worker penalty, but I think because we're tolerant, that doesn't bother us. So this becomes a valid place to colonize, even though we can't be very big or populous there. Let's go over to the second planet. A pirate cache, 100 free billion credits. Awesome. Medium radiated rich, that'll be fine. Abundant, these are fine. They're not great planets, a couple of gas giants, but they'll be okay. I think we will probably go there. I'm just going to wait one more turn, just in case this last system ends up being slightly more of a better option for us. Large, barren, abundant, so it's a little bit bigger. Early on, actually, I might take the rich, even though going to Yen would unlock a couple other planets for us to explore. We're gonna want to colonize both. I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna go to Turstar first. Actually, I can send the ship there and then manually colonize, or what I can do is I can pick the planet here. Let's go by. I can sort over here, of course. And yes, we want to send a colony ship over to Turstar. We'll rename it pretty soon, though. Because that rich production bonus early on will be pretty helpful, I think. And oh yeah, I put the mouse cursor down here, and then I can hit enter to skip turns, or of course I can just click it. It's sort of a funny UI thing. I can't reach anywhere else yet. No. Having the better fuel tanks will help for that, of course. Not that we're researching it yet. We're building our colony base first. We're gonna get some rapid expansion. And what are we going to name this one? What's another old computer name? There's so many different options, actually. Let's call this the Commodore 64. Huh. Is that really? Wait, there's a... Oh my god. That dramatically cuts down on our possibilities. You will be the Atari. Okay, no farming here, but that's not a problem. We don't need a marine barracks, actually. Because normally you build that as a high priority thing, because normally there's a morale penalty on a planet until you build a barracks. But yeah, the Com64 is pretty good. Multivax, yeah, we'll use a lot of those names. Thanks. Actually, you guys look up those suggestions and let me know. Yeah, so we don't have to build the marine barracks because we don't need the morale penalty for our government. So we're just going to skip it for now. We could build an early starbase, but I don't think we're at risk over here, and we don't need to build any bigger ships. I think we're just going to start a new colony ship ASAP, which is a little weird, but we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll just get some rapid expansion going on. And I don't think this has opened any new territory for us. No, certainly not. And how is our production going on in ENIAC? Colony base. In fact, I probably should have rushed it earlier, but I'll rush it now. I'll save a turn. Finish that. Combat. Ah, the humans. A human frigate. And we are going to expand to this huge planet. Yes. And in fact, what I'm going to do here, what I should have done somewhere else, is just focus on housing for now. Expand your population as quickly as possible. In fact, I probably should do that on Atari. That makes way, way more sense. There we go. No. There we go. So it'll build a bunch of housing, and then we'll go back to starting a colony ship or something. Actually, we only put one turn in. I'm going to cancel it outright. Just work on housing. We'll grow our population as quickly as possible, since that will actually be really good for us. High population, that's kind of our thing. We need those freighters to complete, but they will complete pretty soon. I could rush it. I think I'd pay full price right now. I don't think any production's been put into it, or has it? Nope, it has not. So just build it the slow way. There we go, freighter fleets. So if you don't know what the freighter fleets do, is they bring food between your systems. Because we had a surplus of food here on ENIAC, whereas we had no food production at all on our other planet, and on Atari. And so there was technically slight starvation on Atari, which, yeah, you can lower your population, or at least makes you grow slower, depending on exactly how bad it is. So now the food is being shipped properly. What are we going to do here? There's lots of things we could build. Another colony ship might be called for. Increasing our housing might be called for. I think I'm going to go for the colony ship because we know there's another planet we want to take. And the sooner, the better. So let's move forward. Going to be a lot of empty turns right now. Still not researching anything, but that's okay at this point. No, we don't need any comment. The humans are damn close. And we've just met the Sakra.
Pray to whatever gods motivate you, Quill. We are coming for your ships, your planets, your people.
Well, my god is the transit.
Did you just steal my planet?
Really? Oh, I'm so mad. Wait. Is that the planet we were going to take? Yeah, it was. Oh man, and we're going to have a really early war against the Sakra. You know, wow. I think we may just cancel this colony ship. I think we may cancel the colony ship and just rush out military units. Where are we going to colonize? Media? Who cares about that? We want this planet. And I don't think I've ever had a war this early. We don't have any much in the way of actual guns. I guess we could rush out some fusion beams. Huh. Wow. How long of a trip is this? 2 turns. Doesn't actually tell me the number of parsecs. Just wondering about the range of my ships. Huh. Our guns would suck. Their guns would suck. I mean, We do have production. We could rush something out. Just get fusion beams and then attack? That would be the weirdest start to one of these games I have ever seen. I think that's what's going to happen, though. Move everything to research. Approximately 13 turns to fusion beams. Alright, what the hell? ENIAC has starvation. Oh, because it needs... that's the problem with being a cyborg. We need to keep a little production over here. Because that's food for us. Do our scouts have weapons at all? They have one laser cannon, so I guess they could technically participate in the battle. Oh, but we're not going to have anything for computing as well. Suppose we have nuclear missiles. Actually, maybe we should go down... Yeah, missiles are so much better. Hold on, I'm going to pick up the fuel cell improvement. It's going to take a little longer. And then that will miniaturize our nuclear missiles slightly. We'll build missile ships. You are not helpful for us, thank you. We have an excess of food. Oh, you. No, don't be making food. We can ship you food. We have lots of money. Could rush by stuff, but no. Come on, breakthrough. There we go. So we get the fuel cells, which miniaturizes our missiles a little bit. Nothing else is really a priority for us. It's mostly about what comes next. Heavy armor survival pods. Wait, what was that? Armor barracks. Oh, so crappy. At least robo-miners are pretty good. We'll have to get there soon. That's no good. And we may pick up the Dauntless guidance system, actually. I don't know if we'll finish it on time. 13 turns now. I just want to start building military units, so we're gonna flip over to that right away. Food. Your air. Do you actually produce 2 food per? Interesting. Let us design our first ship. We're gonna go for the cruiser size. What are we gonna name our ship, guys? Our first ship. It's gonna be a cruiser. It's gonna be full of missiles. Nuclear missiles. Let's see what we can do. We're 2-shot nuclear missiles. I don't think we even need ECCM or heavily armored. They're just going to crush through everything. Knights of Knee, Bill Gates, God, C64, Widowmaker. It's the Lizard Killer, actually. It's really what we're doing here. Lizard Killer. This is the one and only purpose of this ship, is to kill lizards. With a rack of 15 nuclear missiles that can fire twice. And is basically going to obliterate everything. We do not need a computer, since computers are not used to fire missiles, so that'll lower our cost. Use the armor and this and that. Okay, that is fine. Build. And we're going to start a Lizard Killer over here. 12 turns, that is fine. And one ship may be all we actually need. Can we rush by it? Yes, we can. Whoops. Let's get out there as quickly as possible. Yeah, and then you can start your colony ship. Excellent. Actually, you're going to get me a couple more freighter fleets that we're going to need to move some population around. Let's see how one ship does. Okay, freighter fleet's done. Arrive here. What do you've got? You have one destroyer, which is smaller than our class of ships. You have no defenses around your planet. Awesome. So our Lizard Killer. So what do they got? Let's give them a quick scan. They have some lasers, some nuclear bombs, which the computer always puts on their ships, even though it's crap. No shields, basic armor, of course. Everything makes sense. No one's got anything much at this point. And I don't think he's even going to stay. I'm just going to click auto. And, well, I'll fire the missiles explicitly. But then other than that, I'll hit auto. No, because my guy's going to retreat too soon. Whatever, we'll just... Oh, I need to set some options here. I want, show legal moves, display my grid. There we go. And yeah, you can scooch up a little bit. And you can scooch up. I don't think you can actually reach him, or maybe you can. Yeah, that'll probably miss, because our computers suck, and and all that, but you may as well try to shoot him. And then done this turn, he's going to fire his lasers, and he doesn't actually run. I'm surprised. We'll scooch up a little more. Fire the second round. Done. We'll get a little closer. Oh, still can't hit. Oh, 3 damage. Awesome. 3 whole damage. Injured his armor a little. If you can see under the boa here, the blue is his armor, and the red and yellow, those are his hull and sort of internal structure. Yeah, he's going to run away. I figured. And then we are just going to bombard the crap out of his planet. We don't want his people. His people aren't tolerant. We don't like intolerant people. So we are pretty much... I'm going to bombard this until it's gone. I don't think I'm going to invade it. Well, I suppose I could and then kill off the population. I'd need to build some troop transports. Yeah. Alright, maybe we'll do that. And then we can just kill off his population. We'll build... They're subterranean. They're actually going to get a bonus to defense. Let's see what we can do. We'll keep bombarding them, because whatever, it's funny. Because we're going to be killing off the colonists at some point anyway. Alright, that's good enough. First transport is in. I think 1 will be enough, although they do have 1. Yeah, maybe we'll engage. We'll keep blowing them up. We'll see if we can't get their last military unit, their last infantry. Ah, there we go. Invade. 4 infantry versus 1. And they're not going to have much in the way of militia either. They do have better combat stats than I do. Are you kidding me? They don't have that much better combat stats. Ooh. Yes, I'm going to hire you. Oh, you finished your housing. That's very good. Tari Prime is now a pretty functional civilization. Maybe I'll just blow these guys up completely. Screw them. Did I not build a second transport? Oh, there it is. So he's down to just 1 unit of population now. No soldiers. Invade. There we go. Now we take them over properly. Who have we met? Probably the humans now. Yeah, there we go. It is easy to see why the Quillian people have chosen you to lead them, wise and honorable Quill. We welcome the chance to trade, share, and learn from you. Your unique biological and technological traits will be incorporated into our own, or whatever it is the Borg say. Yes, we will annihilate the conquered inhabitants of this colony at 1 per turn. Thank you very much for offering that option. And then we're going to go into, if I go housing, will it grow the right kind of people? I don't know if it will. Start a starbase until we've got some of our own population over here. So now colonies, we have lots of people. We're going to transfer 1 from here. And 1 from here. Ooh, 2 turns, a little faster for my capital, that's good. My capital should work on housing. I do need the colony ships, but we should max out our population.